All right, here with Kody Swanson, winner tonight with the USAC Silver Crown Series here at Winchester. Kody, that was, for lack of a better term, just an absolute masterclass tonight.
Appreciate that for sure. Winchester's a tough place, and I felt really bad last year that I had a car that was really good, and I mismanaged it. I felt like, I took the heat for it, and wanted to do a different job and do a better job for my team because they deserve to win. And this year the track was different, and it kind of played out different and even better, right? But we went back to it in the year we've had since, and tried to make the car better. Make our program as best it could be, and I tried to learn from my mistakes, right? I got beat by a friend last year, Justin Grant. He had a good car too, right? And them guys worked really hard. He just outdrove me. He did a better job than I did, and so I wanted to try to earn one back for my guys, and so I still appreciate them. They give me great cars, and they deserve to win races.
I mean, you came half a car length short last year, and I mean, you just left absolutely no doubt tonight. Talk us through like those first 55 laps. I think they went green all the way through. How much fatigue is there when you go 55 laps here?
This place is tough, right? And so I'm not a big guy, but I try to work out really hard to be in the best shape I could because this is on the calendar, it's coming, and I don't want to have any excuses, and I definitely don't want to have the excuse that the car was good and I wasn't ready. So I do my best to make sure I'm ready, and we had a really good car, and so I could kind of manage through the beginning part of that race that I didn't have to run every lap at 1,000%, right? These Silver Crown races, you can't necessarily because you run out of tire or you wear your car out, and so luckily for me, like I could match that with my body and the fatigue to make sure I was in good shape through the first part of that race. And that was something I did different than last year. Last year I was really worried that I would be too tired and that the tires would be too wore out, and I mismanaged the beginning and I faded all the way to 6th, trying to be too conservative. And this time I wanted to make sure that I was at least leading, and if I was too wore out and whatever, that I at least led until that point. And thankfully tonight we had a car that was really good, and we were able to lead it start to finish.
How much did tires play into it? We saw Justin Grant have issues with it. I'm not sure if maybe Wyndham had issues with tires,
I think he did too, yeah.
How big of a factor did that play into like when you're determining your pace?
Yeah, I mean, there's part of that, right? It's heavy on your mind, and so I'm fortunate, right? I guess I'm one of the old guys in Silver Crown by now, so I've got to run a lot of races, and I've had times that I maybe oversaved them, and I've had times that I burn them up, right? So by now, it's my job to know and have that feel. And we haven't ran Winchester a lot, but we ran Salem, we've run on the miles, and there's just times when you're abusing your tire. So I tried to be really mindful of that, to take care of it when I had the opportunity to. If we had clean track, and just try to make those opportunities count. And another thing was trying to keep the pace up, because if all of our tires wear out and we're all on even ground at the end, then it's just a matter of who can hang on. And luckily, our car was still really good at the end.
And then you had a lot of lap traffic to deal with all throughout the race. How do you manage the lap traffic and decide, all right, I'd be aggressive here, maybe a little less aggressive here?
Yeah, really fortunate to have a spotter I trust, right? Silver Crown Series is big. It's a big. It's different than sprint car racing. It's a big thing to have a spotter and have that be part of the strategy, and not that you don't race hard. It's just that you have to be choosy. And one of the times it's really nice to have a spotter you trust. My wife Jordan, she does a great job, and you gotta be choosy in lap traffic. There's times where I felt like tonight I gave up a whole corner just being careful because the cars in front of me I wasn't sure about, and they're racing each other. They're having their own race, and by then I knew I had the opportunity to give up that corner. But as soon as the opportunity to pass was there, that hole opened up. I made sure we were through it, right? And get through and get on when we had the chance. So it's nice to have a really good car that was maneuverable to fill the gap whenever it was there.
And then Winchester just kind of oozes with history. And, obviously the race honoring Rich Vogler. So what does it mean to you to win at a place like this honoring Rich Vogler?
Yeah, Rich Vogler was a titan of the sport, right? And he was known for how good he was at the banks. And there was a number of years where they didn't have the race here at Winchester. They had it at what's now IRP again, right? And been fortunate to win the race a couple times and meet Rich's mom, Eleanor. And I have a lot of appreciation for that. In fact, she still supports our sport the way she does. To win one on the banks in his memory is a little bit different, just because he was so outstanding at places like this. And this was never my strong suit. When I first came here, I struggled to feel comfortable, and been really fortunate to be surrounded by people this team, previous teams that all kind of rallied around and gave me a chance to try to learn how to get better at these places. And it's really fun to have it all come together and win one tonight.